Bonjour tout le monde. Today we are going to be reviewing le passé composé, the past tense in French. So le passé composé, again, is used to talk about specific actions that occurred in the past. And that word specific is very important because these are things that only occurred once. Or I'm only talking about the specific time that they occurred. So for example, things like I played soccer last Friday. I'm talking about last Friday. I'm talking about when I played soccer. As opposed to if I were talking about I used to play soccer when I was younger, it's really a specific action because you can't identify the day and time that it happened. I'm just saying I used to play soccer when I was younger. Although in English I could say I played soccer when I was younger. In French, you would have to use a completely different tense. So le passé composé is not that tense. It is the one that's talking about a specific action that occurred in the past. To conjugate verbs in the passé composé, we need two things. We need is called the helping verb. And the helping verb is a conjugation of one or two verbs. Do you remember? One of them is avoir, and the other is être. All right, you don't use both verbs. For specific verbs, you use être. In fact, there's a list of 17 verbs, those Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp verbs that we use être with. Most verbs use avoir. So what we need to do is figure out the present tense conjugation of these two verbs to form our helping verb, and then we'll look at the verb, the actual action we're doing, and what form that should be. Let's first conjugate the verb avoir. We have j'ai, tu as, il a, or elle a, nous avons, vous avez, and il or elles ont. So when we speak in the past tense and we're using any verb that's not one of those 17 verbs that uses être, our sentence in the past is always going to start with the helping verb avoir conjugated in one of these forms. The second part of our verb is what's called the past participle. All right, the past participle is just a specific form of a verb that is used in the passé composé to express that it's a past event. So for ER verbs, I take off the ER of the verb and I add an E accent aigu. So a verb like parler that ends in an ER typically becomes parler. I put my new ending. For IR verbs, I remove the IR and I replace it with an I. And the past participle becomes fini. For finir, which is an IR verb, the past participle would become fini. And lastly, for RE verbs, I take off the R and the E and I replace it with the U. So for a verb like vendre, to sell, it is an ER verb. It changes from vendre in the passé composé to vendu, sold. So you need both the past participle and the auxiliary verb in order to form the passé composé. So let's see kind of what it looks like or sounds like. All right, let's take j'ai. If I wanted to say I spoke, it would become j'ai parlé. I have the auxiliary verb avoir conjugated and the past participle of the verb parler. J'ai parlé. If I wanted to say she sold, elle a vendu. So we have elle a vendu. The subject, the auxiliary verb avoir, and the past participle vendu. How would I say we finished? That's right. Nous avons fini. Nous is our subject, we. Avons is our auxiliary verb, my helping verb. And fini is my past participle. Nous avons fini. So again, these are called past participles. All right, in the second video, we will talk about conjugating verbs with être. Thanks for watching.